You're watching a clip from the Club podcast.
Make sure you follow it on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and give it a 5-star review.
So here you go. Is a lovely clip from our podcast. Tidsley. Is that his name?
Tilsley, but yeah.
Tilsley?
Yes, you got there. You got there. Yeah,
Everything-
the correct name was implied. Everyone knew what you meant.
Everything their hearts desired.
Yeah. I'm gutted, mate. I'm genuinely distressed that City have won it.
You seem more distressed than me.
I really didn't want them to. I quite like Inter.
I mean, we both didn't want them to.
Yeah. I didn't realise how much I didn't want them to. Look, don't get me wrong. I'll make my peace with this very easily. I don't particularly care about City. I don't see them as a rival one way or the other. There's no history of rivalry with Chelsea. But I just don't really like them.
Yeah, and the way they've done things.
And the way they've done things.
Let's be real. I mean, they've got an owner whose second match of football was tonight.
Yeah, I saw that.
Which shows you everything about what he thinks about this project.
Yeah.
And he's not in it because he loves Man City or he loves the football.
No, he's clearly disinterested in the entire project.
If you only turn up when you're about to win the treble.
You turn up once every 12 years.
Yeah, when you bought them and when you win the treble.
Yeah.
Like, it shows you why you're there.
Yeah.
He's probably a Man United fan who's just buzzing that they've achieved what he got to see achieved. Back in,
Possibly. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, I think that says it all about that. But on the football pitch, they have been incredible. I mean, we can talk about how this squad has been put together, how Pep Guardiola has ended up there, how plastic it all is. But ultimately, on the football pitch, they have been an incredible team and have played great football.
Yeah, I mean, they are, I will always say this, they are the best team that I've ever seen. They're the best collection of players ever assembled. They're amazing. The way that they play the game, the way that they approach the game, their attention to detail, the way that they transition from defence into attack, the way that Pep Guardiola is sort of genius-like, redefines footballers, changes footballers mid-season, mid-game, the way that all the players seem to borrow the best attributes from one another. You know, when Joao Cancelo was there, he would assist like Kevin De Bruyne. When John Stones is training with Kevin De Bruyne, he suddenly starts spraying the ball about the way that De Bruyne does. De Bruyne equally will borrow traits from John Stones in terms of his defensive ability. They all seem to borrow quality from one another. And when you look at this crop of players, they're as close to perfection. Like, I didn't think that footballing perfection existed, but we saw a demonstration of footballing perfection when Manchester City played Real Madrid at the Etihad. The first half of that game was the best footballing performance. It was totally perfect. There wasn't a flaw in it. So yeah, it's amazing. There is another conversation, a conversation that's probably not quite right to have now.
I mean, there's no problem having that. I mean,
no, it's just
there's a big looming.
The reason why I would suggest that now isn't the time for that conversation, Adam, is because they've just won the European Cup.
And we seem bitter.
Yeah, we seem bitter, but also,
but there's facts, isn't it?
No, but these players deserve focus.
I find
we have to.
No, of course. That's why I immediately said on the pitch, it's been amazing. Look at what Pep Guardiola is doing. I think Pep Guardiola, in terms of, you know, if you've got the best collection of players, he is the best manager with that best collection of players. I think Fergie did a lot more with a lot less. Klopp did a lot more with a lot less. But if you look at it, if you've got the best collection of players, give it to him. He'll give you the best football you've ever seen. But there's still a case.
But no,
still things have to be said.
It doesn't need, but maybe, but not today.
It's not sexy. No, but it's not romantic.
But it's not. It would be wrong for us now to start talking about 115 allegations and not Rodri's winner. Like, we haven't said the word Rodri yet. He's just won a European Cup.
Yeah, but that's why I said at the start, because we always got to. You kind of have to have those conversations, don't you?
No, but what I mean is you can't start the podcast and go, they're a wicked team, but let's talk about the allegations.
Oh yeah, of course.
So we today
which is why I said about the football at the start.
Yeah.
One thing as well, shows you how hard Fergie's task was to achieve this when they literally had every advantage you could possibly have in the sport. Financially, we'll bring in the best this, the best that, the best this. Fergie did that, building a team from scratch. From with the academy. Like, shows you how incredible his achievement was.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think it also shows you how incredible it is, because like, we've seen it again now, and we know how difficult it is because it happens like once every blue moon. Like, it's not an easy thing. It's not.
When you talk about people going, we can't bring this up now. It's like, and I find it weird about this as well. Well, it's kind of, I get it. It's because most of the sporting journalists work there. They work alongside people at Man City. So they will receive benefits by not complaining about certain things. But the fact of the matter is, like, everything that you see there, everything that's going on, like, that is a big issue for football.
But
that is a big issue for the sport.
But not for now.
People
not for
talk
this
about
podcast.
golf and they complain about live golf and they complain about all these different things. People will complain about Qatar World Cup.
What I'm saying is there may well be a point to this conversation at some point. There will be a time to do it. But anyone who's tuned into this podcast now wants to know our feelings about the cup final, not our feelings about.
Of course.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, we haven't spoken about Romelu Lukaku's misses yet.
I thought Inter Milan should have won.
Yeah, I think that's what we need to focus on.
Based off pure 90 minutes.
Yeah.
Romelu Lukaku has cost his team the Champions League trophy.
Yeah, agreed.
And I didn't think that would be the case. I thought City turn up, they win 3-0. You know, the easy win. Today you saw Haaland was I know he had one chance, it was nullified.
Yeah.
Kevin De Bruyne goes off injured. You start to think it's happening again.
Yeah.
And, you know, you can't. Rodgers' goal was unreal, but can you really think of a City player that played amazingly well today?
No. Look, overall, I think you could argue that Inter were the better team. They were certainly the better team in the first half. I think the first half was perfection from them.
They got it. So Inter would have
legitimately
maybe expected to lose, but after that, they got it.
Yeah.
They got it.
I think, I said it to you during the live stream. I said, I thought that the nightmare was going to happen today. And the nightmare that I thought was going to happen was we were going to come here and we were going to watch Man City win the Cup 5-0. That wasn't the nightmare. That would have been a lot easier than the nightmare because we actually lived the nightmare. The nightmare was believing that Inter could win it, getting into a situation where Inter deserved to win it, and Manchester City ultimately nicking the Cup 1-0.
I felt inevitable Inter were going to score. And you know when you see that chance come into the box, you think, here we go. You expect the net to rustle.
There were a few moments where I really thought that they were going to do it. I thought they were excellent. I really do. I think that Inter should, like, with the exception of Romelu Lukaku, who I think has let his entire team down again. You know, I was in Qatar, saw him do it for Belgium. Every other player, I think they got it right. Maybe Barella. I thought he was lively, but a little bit
wasteful.
I thought the keeper was amazing. I'd have a Nana at Chelsea immediately.
Good keeper.
Good keeper.
Good with his feet today.
Brilliant keeper.
Because City were pressing him a lot, and he picked those slide through passes through there. I thought he was incredible today. Dzeko didn't really turn.
No, nothing from him. Like it didn't go as you thought it might. You know,
we were crying out for Lukaku at one point where we were like, get Lukaku on so we can stretch them out a bit.
No, you said it on the live stream, but Edin Dzeko would have scored the header. Because Romelu Lukaku found the keeper with the header. It was like looking for the keeper. It was far harder to find the keeper than it was find the back of the net.
What's going through his mind?
Mate, he's so wasteful in front of goal. He's so not natural in front of goal. He's a very good footballer. And I don't like Romelu Lukaku. I don't want him to play for Chelsea. I don't like the way he treated the club when he went off and had that unsanctioned interview with Sky Italia. But he's dreadful footballer in that context. Like, you know, he's not bad at this and he's not bad at that, and you can find something that he can do, and you can sometimes talk about how good he was at certain points in his career, maybe Everton, West Brom, whatever. But at this level, the very best, I'm talking like playing in a World Cup in Qatar, playing in a European Cup final, he is not that player. Just not good enough. And he's cost his team.
He's got it in his own head as well. You know, when he used to look great, Lukaku, was when things were just spinning.
He's not natural.
Everything.
He's not a natural finisher.
He's overthinking everything.
It's just not like you know. And look, off the top of your head, you would easily name 50 players. You know, just those players who know where the back of the net is. They just have a knack. They just have a knack of finding the back of the net. It doesn't matter who. Like it doesn't. Like when I think of players who had a knack of finding the back of the net, I'd always go maybe Frank Lampard. Not him. I don't mean him. You know, I mean like Dan Petrescu. I mean, like Paulo Ferreira scores that. Do you know? Like, I don't mean.
And when Lukaku, like when he's doing things, and he tries to be, you know, cute. Oh, let me place that. He needs to just be carnage off the cuff, bumping into everyone. Like that's when you get the best
spontaneous, unscripted football.
He needs to twat that.
Yeah, unscripted.
Bundle yourself into the goal with the header. Why are you trying to place it past the goalkeeper?
Yeah,
like you know what I mean? He's in his own head. He's in his own head, and he cost his team the Champions League trophy. And Manchester City have gained it. Pep Guardiola's second treble as well. He did one with Barcelona.
That's amazing,
didn't he?
2 different clubs.
He's finally won the European Cup without Messi.
Yeah, taking a while.
That's now been put to bed. Scott Carson's got a Champions League medal. Is he the worst player to ever have one?
Again, right?
Did he have one at Liverpool?
Yeah, wasn't he at this game? He was in Istanbul. He was on the bench for Liverpool in Istanbul. You know, genuinely.
I can't remember that.
No, genuinely.
Can't
This is
remember
his second Champions League, and it was both in the same stadium. Yeah, 15 years later.
He's probably going to sign for whoever plays there.
Yeah.
He's
He'll sign for
Istanbul,
Jim
but-
Bom Bom.
Yeah.
Yeah.